That was beautiful scenery. And I think this is the biggest ship in the world. Utopia of the Seas. This or another one of Royal Caribbean's. Their ships are massive. I just googled, this is the second biggest cruise ship in the world opposite us. The biggest one we saw at dock, or at the port, in Port Canaveral yesterday. It was a bit further away from us. But wow, that is massive. Like, it's huge. And I think there's one bigger than this. When we get off the ship, I'd love to see how ours compares to like seeing them from like a distance. Because this is, I think, one of the bigger Disney Cruise Line ships as well. Yeah, I think this is the biggest Disney Cruise Line ship we're on, the Disney Wish. Starting my day off right with some Mickey waffles. It is really like peak time breakfast right now. Like, it is so packed. We're literally sitting like on some benches or like a high up kind of bar stools, seats in the breakfast place, Marceline Market. It's so packed, but I'm so hungry. New neighbours joining us, the MSC Seaside. Oh, okay, they're a lot closer than our other neighbours. These ones we can actually see them. Now this is the 39th biggest ship in the world, the MSC Seaside. So we've just got off the ship, ready for our excursion. I'm so excited. It is so crazy being next to the ship on the outside. I can't believe how huge it is. Here we go. So we are team or group Pumbaa. We've got a sticker, I'll show you. Here is my Pumbaa sticker. Goodbye, Disney Wish. We're on the boat. We're happy with our seats. It's the second row, but then we've got a bit of shade. So, nice and happy. I can see the Atlantis down there. The boat's rocking a bit, but it's alright. Right, I've switched to the other camera now in case there is an audio change. But I wanted to use this one because this one is better for zooming in. Let's start our tour. Oh my gosh, the water is really bumpy.
Alright, I want to say good afternoon. My name is Chris. Everybody hates Chris. I'm a nice guy. I'm going to be a narrator. Sit back, relax, enjoy your ride. Don't worry, be happy. On the top of the hotel, what kind of fish they are? Anybody know? Merlin. That's right.
Fastest fish in the world.
Yeah, marlin. The blue marlin is our national fish. They are protected. You're not allowed to catch one in our waters. If you get caught, you pay the fine or do some jail time. 3 meals a day, no bills to pay.
This is a big bridge. So this is where the rich people have boats.
You see that flag? That's the flag of the Bahamas on top of the hotel. Aquamarine, gold, and black. Each color represents something. The aquamarine represents, anybody know?
Water.
The ocean and the sky. The gold represents the sun. The black represents me. The people. Forward, onward, upward, together. That's our motto. That's our motto, by the way. Forward, onward, upward, together.
Drinks are included, so I've got a fruit punch. They did offer alcohol, but I thought, nah, my stomach's already feeling funny with the way this boat is moving. And then Dad's got a Sprite.
You guys enjoying this weather?
Yeah.
Anybody get snow at home?
Soon. So Mary Kay, who used to do cosmetics, used to live there. Whoa.
Did everybody sign?
The boat's moving. Whoa. Oh my goodness.
$1,000, the price is one of those. The prices goes up to over $1 million. Like those poor ones over here, they goes for over $1 million. To rent one of these monthly, $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month. Right here. That's Fort Montague. It was built 1741, the smallest and the oldest port on the island. Pirates used to roam these waters back in the day. Blackbeard, Anne Bonny, Mary Read, they were all pirates. We used to be under the British. We became an independent country July the 10th, 1973. July passed, we celebrated 51 years. Woo! We had a big party, baby. Everybody got wasted, even the police, everybody. Nassau alone has about 200,000 plus. But the whole Bahamas has over 450 plus thousand. I'm quite sure Nassau has over 250 plus thousand. I'm quite sure of that. We have an island that has pigs on the beach. That island is called Arbor Island. That's the island Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey had their wedding. I don't know where they had the divorce. You heard about the swimming pigs? I call them floating bacon, salty pork. A few of islands has the pigs. Some of those pigs weigh over 300 pounds. Winfrey, Oprah, one of our homes straight ahead right here. Right next to Oprah, that green boat, blue boat, that's the owner of Starbucks coffee. I drink so much Starbucks, I pay to the roof, I get a couple shingles in the roof. That was a long time ago. She wasn't born. She probably wasn't born either. None of you kids was born. He wasn't born. You were here. You were here, Dad. You were here. I was here. That was 1999, baby. Some of you kids just born yesterday. So the airport was sold in 1999. They constructed a private golf course in the home. We do up in the airport on the western end, Linden, Finland International Airport, named after our first Prime Minister.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's getting bumpy. That is Jeff Bezos' house. Thank you.
So they bring the pigs on the beach. The swimming pigs are off the menu, by the way. They have the bigger pigs further around the bend, further down they got the bigger pigs. They don't eat those pigs, by the way, they're not on the menu. They come in the water, they bring them in the water for a few minutes, you feed them, you get to watch them swim around the little pig paddle. Pig paddle, you know that dog doing the pig paddle? Straight ahead, that's the Blue Lagoon Island, where they take you to see the dolphins and sea lions. Those dolphins are living better than me. They get feed a few times a day, free checkup, free massage. They are living a life. It is good to be a dolphin in the Bahamas. That island with the lighthouse is Pearl Island. That large island in the back is Rose Island. They have swimming pigs there. Way in the distance is Green Key, where you snorkel with the turtle. Now, you ready for this one? You ready? Yeah. The smallest island, the tiny one in the middle. You see it? Right there. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Right there. You see it? That's Gilligan Island. So let me explain it. The original name for that island is called Sandy Key. That's where they did the very first opening scene for Gilligan's Island. Not the whole series. Just the first opening scene was done on that island. So they nicknamed it Gilligan Island. Ever since, that was my favorite show back in the day. I used to watch all the reruns growing up. Ginger was the finest girl on that series, baby. Not Marianne, Ginger. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Mrs. Howell, woo! Mrs. Howell could have made me howl. Oh!
So they gave us bread to feed the fish, and they're actually coming up.
Now we can see it in the sun even better. Wait.
You go to a restaurant on the island, you order a snap and dinner or snack. They're going to give you the whole fish, tail, eyes, everything, just the way I like it. I want my fish looking at me. You don't want to see the eyes, don't make eye contact, that's all.
Can somebody jump in and get me a fish or monster?
I'm just thinking randomly.
Whoa, it's really rocking. Literally, that was like a roller coaster. Oh my gosh, you can see like all the ships lined up there. So we finished the boat section of our tour. We're now heading to the minibus. So we're now getting on this minibus. I don't know if we're all going to fit on this. Maybe there's more than one. We actually did all fit on. The windows are a bit tinted, but Hopefully we can still see everything nicely.
On top of a shopping area called the Fort Castle, there's a fort there, a queen staircase there, restroom, a shopping area that's what we call the straw market here. They sell hats, bags, souvenirs. You're going to see when you get up there. And we're going to be there for 25 minutes. And then we're going to go to the Atlantis for another 30 minutes. Atlantis, you get a chance to do a little walkabout in the hotel. Now, once you don't have a day pass, you don't get a lot of wiggle room in Atlantis. They give you a lobby area with some high-end shops. It's beautiful in there if you've never seen it. You walk through the casino and there's another lobby area. There's a big chair that they call the Poseidon throne. They say it's made out of gold. They say it's $1 million. I tried a chip piece off the other day and almost got locked up. they say it's made out of gold. I want a piece of it. No, I'm kidding. But you can sit in that chair and take pictures if you choose. And so that will be the last stop. So we're going to point out, you're going to learn some stuff today about the Bahamas. Has anyone ever been here before? No. Okay, so you're going to learn some stuff that you thought you knew and you didn't know. So it's interesting, the history of the Bahamas. It's been around for a long, long time. We was under Great Britain for 325 years. And so, but in 1973, we got our independence. So right now, last year made us 51 years. This year is going to make July 10th. A couple of days after American independence, we're going to be 52 years of independence. So we're going to start a brief little history right from here. These bleachers that you see here, they're taking them down now. This was a festival that we had here called Junkanoo. Junkanoo was a festival started back in Africa. And it was a festival from December 26th when they would have that one day off. They would celebrate, dress up in costumes of goatskin drums and horn, cowbells and all that stuff. It has turned into a mega festival. This whole road is completely no traffic. It goes up from 12 midnight until 1 o'clock the next day. Wow. And our Prime Minister is here, our Governor General, everybody's out here who's anybody. So it just finished the 1st of January, so they're breaking some of the stuff down. But this building in the back, in another couple of days it'll be clear, but the building in the back is our Parliament building. That is where the law in the Bahamas is made. They just passed a law in the Bahamas a couple months ago. It was the marijuana law here. That is passed, so they hopefully in another month or two they're going to be finding places to distribute the marijuana from. So that's the law they just passed here. The courts was telling the government they don't want people coming to court. The police arresting them just for a joint. They said they're tying up the system and it's just a joint. The most they can do is fine you any which way, and the court is flooded with so the government say if we can't arrest them for a joint, then we can make it legal. So we can benefit from it, and that's what they did. And there's a statue in the back. I don't know if you might can see it. A statue of Queen Victoria. Mike can see it peeping under there. It's Queen Victoria in 1837 was the queen over Great Britain and all of us. And she was the youngest queen in 1837 history that took the throne. She was 18 years old. But the reason the statue is up there because when she was 19, she abolished slavery in the Bahamas. So they held it in very high esteem. And she ruled for 64 years as a queen. The only person at that time, she was the longest reigning monarchy, but the only person who outruled her was her great-great-granddaughter, and everybody know her as Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth ruled for 70 years as queen. These British women don't play. When they get on the throne, I don't know about the American, the Caribbean women, but the British women, when they get on the throne, brother, you better let them go. Because both ladies be named after royal families. Like this building here on the left, this is our hospital here, named after the sister of Queen Elizabeth, Princess Margaret. Now, she visited the Bahamas back in 1952. This big hospital was not here. There was a smaller one in the middle of this called Bahamas General. After she left, they renamed it the Princess Margaret Hospital. When they built this one, this was also called the Princess Margaret Hospital. Now, if you live in the Bahamas and you are 60 years and older, you don't pay for health care at all. You don't pay for medication, health care, nothing if you're over 60. And also, you also get a stipend check every month for no less than $300. It could be more depending on your contribution, but even if you didn't contribute anything, because most women back in those days didn't work, they were stay-at-home moms, they get a $300 check every month. And if you, what's your name? What's your name? Huh? Allison? Okay, if Allison is under 18, if you're under 18 in the Bahamas, you do not pay for healthcare either. So Allison get free healthcare, and the best, Allison, guess what? You're not gonna stay young. You're gonna get older. I remember when I was your age. How old you? Was 12? 8? 8. Allison, I remember when I was 8, but I was young. Allison, I pictures. But yeah, in the Bahamas, once a year, and if you're between the age of 19 and 59, you only pay at this hospital to see a doctor $10. And if you don't have it, they still will see you. So it's like a free thing. They will bill you for it later, but no one pays $10 anyway. This road that we're on is called Prison Lane. Now this is a two-way street. As you can see, the traffic coming is very narrow. When these roads were cut out, they was not considering these big buses. There was, back in those days, there was horse and buggy rides, little small bicycles, a lot of walking and stuff like that. So they wasn't considering the big buses back in those days. But we learned to maneuver through it. And then you see some of the trees were built, so the branches right over in the road. The Bahamas was full of fruit trees and trees that was beneficial as far as medicine. So trees is everywhere in the Bahamas, everywhere. There used to be a prison in this area, hence the name Prison Lane. You gotta wait for the people to pass because he gotta go a little over. All right. Now, if anyone needs to use the restroom earlier, right here on our right, that is the restroom there. And the shopping area here, this is what you call the straw market. Everything here is local, and it's the American dollar and the Bahamian dollar is 1-to-1. You're not obligated, but if you see something that you want to purchase, you can purchase. We're going to be here. I'll set the time as once we get to the back area. Hopefully, we should be able to park at the back, and then you can come on the bus and walk around if you choose to. This is a fort here. It's not too interesting. It's a small fort, but I can give you the history of the fort when you come back in the bus, because if you go in, it's going to cost about $4 per person to go inside the fort. So I can give you the history on the fort once you come back in the bus. And there's a water tower here. So I'll give you the history on that. And yes, these are mutts. We call them pot cakes. They are very friendly dogs, but they're stray dogs and they stay around the fort area.
This is about to be 200 years old. Insane. Oh. What you got there, Dad?
Built up Fort
Montague
and Fort Charlotte.
We just stopped at this shop here and we got a magnet for our trip. So nice. Bahamas. Dad picked this one out. I really like it. We just stopped to get some magnets. It was 1 for a $5 or 3 for 10, so we got 3. I'll show all the magnets we've got when we get back to the boat, because we've got I think 5 magnets now, or 4 magnets and 1 little sand bottle thing. But everything is so nice. We've got to be back on the bus by 1:15, so we're making our way back now just to be on the safe side. Go on then, Dad. Dad wants to read this. Let's have a look. Pause the video to read.
It was built as a protection. Great Britain took over in 1717, and by 1793, piracy here in the Bahamas was out of control, and so King George petitioned this gentleman by the name of John Murray. His title was Lord Dunmore, and he was sent here to build 2 forts. This was one of the forts that he was sent to build, and while he was building the fort, he considered that if he was overpowered in the fort, how will they get out and escape? So this road that I'm driving down became an escape route. They carved out the bushes, because today it's all pretty up, but back in those days it was a lot of trees and bushes around here. And so he carved out this driveway here. It was not a driveway at the time, but he carved out this pathway and it was to run to the Queen staircase that they carved out. Now that staircase was 66 steps originally, and it was carved out by 600 slaves, because at that time there was no chisel, there was no tractors, so they had to use chisel and hammers. That's what they used to carve out. This is what they used. The limestone was what they carved out. Limestone was everywhere in the Bahamas, and they carved out from top to bottom 102 feet, and that was the escape route. The ship was straight ahead at the time. Where your cruise ship it was a little further up, where the boat was, and they would run down the steps and straight to their ship if they did get overpowered in the fort. Very fortunately, that never happened, so eventually they packed up and went back to England. In 1901, Queen Victoria died, and she served for 64 years. There were 66 steps, and so they named the Queen Staircase in honor of Queen Victoria. Today, it's only 65 steps, because when they paved the road, the bottom step was very low, so that got covered when they paved the road. But today is 65. But if you walk down and walk back up, that one step won't make a difference. You still feel like you're walking up 66 steps. Now, on our right here, guys, this is our police headquarters and fire headquarters here in the Bahamas. Today, first from 1840, we have had our police department was established with 16 men. From 1842, Friday past, our first woman commissioner of police was appointed, ever from 1840. And she was appointed Friday past to be the commissioner of police. So we are hoping that she does a great job, because the guys was not doing too much of a great job. So women are more steady when they get. Now I want to beat up on the guys now. Come on, I'm like Judge Judy says, she's an equal opportunity punisher. When most men get in power, we are kind of a little weaker than when women. The women are more stern. Come on, women, right?
Yeah.
The women are cool now, but those who got to go over to the husband, just know it. Don't say that. But mostly in the Bahamas, when the women are more an authoritative figure, they are more, I don't know if it's a point to prove, but they are more stern with their position. So as the commissioner of the police, so we'll see how she do in her position. Now the Bahamas, guys, is made up out of 700 islands. That makes up the entire Bahamas. Out of the 700, only 30 of the islands is inhabited. Nassau, New Providence, that you're on today, is the capital of the whole entire Bahamas. It is not the biggest island. This island is only 7 miles wide and 21 miles long. But because of the cruise ship port, now you see the hill I just came down, where that ship is now, that's where the boat would have been back in the 1700s. This was not a road, but this was a pathway, because the staircase goes, if we run up this road, the staircase is straight up there. So they would have run down this pathway, and the ship would have been parked right there. That's how it goes back. These buildings, of course, was not here, but there's a lot of bushes back in those days, so that would have been the pathway to the ship. We got Jamaicans, Haitians, Cubans, some Americans, some people from Canada, but we have different nationality living here in the Bahamas. So, majority of people does live here in Nassau. Now we are heading over to the Atlantis. Atlantis doesn't give you a whole lot of wiggle room inside of the hotel. They let you walk through the lobby area. You see some high-end stores. There's a casino there. They let you go through or go in, however you want to look at it. And then there's another lobby with some other high-end stores. There's a big chair called the Poseidon chair. Like I said, you can sit and take pictures, and that's as far as they let you go until the ships leave. Then you can go straight through, but they don't want us. A lot of people do day pass, and then a lot of guests there, so they don't let you see the aquarium and water slides and all that for free until a certain hours in the day. Now the bridge that we're going over is named after Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier was born, his mom and dad is Bahamians. They were born in one of the islands called Cat Island. Sidney was technically born in Miami, Florida, but he lived here as a baby until he was 17 years old. Then he moved to New York, where his career took off, and he became this great actor. The buildings on our left, the Turkish color buildings, they are the property of the Atlantis. The one on the far left, that's called the Reef Towers. That is the most expensive tower in the whole chain. Then there's the Cove. Then this big one is called the Royal Towers. Now, although the Reef is the most expensive tower, the Royal Tower have the most expensive room. That piece that's connecting the two hotels, that is a suite, and that goes for $25,000 per night. And it's a 4-night minimum stay to stay in that suite. So you got to come up with $100,000 to stay in that suite. It is called the Michael Jackson suite because when they opened up, he performed here in the Bahamas, and he was the very first one to ever stay in that suite. Now, Dubai has a hotel just like an identical hotel. There's two Atlantis, one in the Bahamas, one in Dubai. Dubai Bridge Suite is $52,000 a night, and that's a 3-night minimum stay. So Dubai own is $156,000 for 3 nights. This is the cheap one. Yeah, this is the cheap one. Yeah, $100,000. For the single guys, they told me it comes with a wife every night while you're there. So I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna promote anything. They say every night you have a different wife. So don't leave your wife when we come here now. I'm not vouching for you. No, but I don't know. I saw pictures of the suite. You got your marble tiles and your mahogany this and chandeliers inside there, and so for people who that used to be booked out 6 months in advance, so people could afford that. That's is high to us, but that's nothing to some people. Mr. Harrington Hartford, who owned the A&P supermarket in America at that time, and he purchased this island. This is what you would call a key, and in the Bahamas we have over 2,000 keys, and they are for sale. So it's a small island that they call Keys. He purchased this island and he kept it for a couple of years. He developed on the east side area called the one and only, which today is still a very prominent wealthy estate. And eventually he sold it. He sold it to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump purchased it for 1 year. After the year was up, Donald Trump sold it to Merritt Griffin. Merritt Griffin built 2 more hotels and an airport over here. And eventually, when he retired, he sold it to an Indian gentleman by the name of Saul Kirshner. He's the one who built the Atlantis Hotel over here, and he built one in Dubai. So when Mr. Kirshner's son was traveling to Dubai, his plane crashed, and so he did not know one else to take over. So when he passed away, they sold it to a Canadian company called Brooksfields International. Brooksfields is the one who owns the Atlantis now. They have the Marriott Group of company running it for them. But it was up for sale about 3 years ago for $2.5 billion. And the Chinese was very much interested in purchasing it. They didn't purchase it anymore. They own 2 mega hotels over here, but they didn't purchase. I don't know what the situation went down, and you know, business is funny, but they didn't purchase it anymore because it's still under Brooksfields International. And so we're gonna park right here, guys, because they don't let us go straight up to the door once all these boats are in. And I'm gonna walk over with you. So maybe like a 5 minutes walk, and then you walk back to the bus. You set the time and you walk back to the bus, okay? All right. All right.
Making our way to the Atlantis. So we just got inside. We've got lots of fancy shops. There's a Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Rolex shop. It's very fancy in here. Oh, and the big casino. Yeah, this is a really cool sculpture. They've got a lot of artwork and things around, sculptures. And this giant throne. The tour guide did tell us about this throne made of gold. I wonder if it's this one. We just walked through this giant, I was going to say arcade, not arcade. It's a, what's this called again? Casino. That's it, I said arcade. It is not an arcade. It's so nice here. Living or having one of these boats, mate, that is the life. This whole area. It was nice getting to explore around here. It is 5 to 4, so we're going to slowly make our way back because he said we should be back 4:05. So ever so slowly we'll stroll back.
Now, I don't know if you don't have time to go, if you're not ready to go back on your ship, you can still do a walkabout downtown. There's 1 or 2 places still to be open down there. But if you're ready to go back, then I'll show you the way to get back on the ship. That hotel built this bridge. When Mr. Huntington came here in 1959, they come over to this island. It was called Hog Island at the time. There was no bridge here to bring him over. He had to take a ferry from the Nassau, New Providence side over to this island. And then he petitioned the government to change the name to Paradise Island, which they did. But this used to be a 2-way bridge for many years before the Atlantis came about and built that side of the bridge. This lane that we're on, this was the lane coming up. So this was the suicide lane. And yeah, this was in the lane you will go down. I can go down it now, but back then, just stay there. Yeah, so for many years, this was the only bridge before that one was built. And a lot of these stores under the bridge here, they sell local food, some of the best local food you can get. So like on the night, like the night, weekends, these are packed. They are packed with people. They sell, you know, the Calic bears are local bear here in the Bahamas, made in the Bahamas, and that's the local bear. I don't know if anyone tried it yet, but that's the local bear here in the Bahamas. Now in the Bahamas is the Chinese. They invest a lot in the Bahamas, and you know they have 2 mega hotels. There's a hotel on the western side called Bahama. That's a $4.2 billion project that was opened in 2017. Amazing hotel. That Atlantis ate up all the jobs from. It just was sucking up everything for a long time. But when the Bahama opened in 2017, that shut Atlantis right down. As nice as you think that is, the Bahama, I've been in Bahama. I mean, it has the biggest casino in the Caribbean island in the Bahama. The new American embassy, guys, about to open up $400 million, went into this embassy here. They had a soft opening a couple months ago. They're about to open up. I spoke to Donald a couple weeks ago. He's coming down and he told me to pick him up. So we will be here. Y'all get my Instagram thing. I'm not sure y'all don't believe me. Yeah.
You found a way into the right profession now.
Yeah, so yeah, I got it. There you go. So when you come back next time, I'll take y'all for a little trip on the boat. My boy, that's my boy, Donald. Give me a yard here. Dated back in the 1700s, but they started to build on it for the government house back in the 1800s, and every governor general since 1973 in the Bahamas had stayed there. Now you notice a stump, say Columbus 1492. When they was doing some renovation to this building about 4 years ago, a guy jumped over the wall, right to the fence right there with a ball, and he was hitting the statue saying Columbus did not discover anything. So 6 minutes, it was a conspiracy. This is the police zone, but 6 minutes, no police grabbed them, and he managed to damage some of the leg, just damage the statue. So they took that statue down almost 4 years ago and put it in storage, and they took him and put him in storage too. But we never heard anything else but the case. Nothing else came. I think they paid him to knock it down. Because you know, Columbus really landed in the Bahamas in 1492, but it was one of our islands. Today it's called San Salvador, but it was called Guanahani back then. And he met the Lucayan Indians there. That's record. He met people there. It's not like he said he landed there and no one was there. But I think Columbus was the first famous person that hit the Bahamas that recognized, put us on the map. So that was what it was all about. But we had a day called October 12th, which was celebrated as Columbus Day here. October 12th is still a holiday, but it's not celebrated as Columbus Day in the Bahamas anymore. It's celebrated as Local Heroes Day. For those who have contributed, the local people who have contributed to build the Bahamas up, they celebrate them on that day. So it's not Columbus Day anymore.
What a fun day. We're now making our way back to the Wish. Oh, Dad got a local beer. Let's show the vlog. He says it's nice, but the one he had in the Cayman Islands when we cruised was better last time, he says. And just like that, we are back at the ship. Our Disney wish. We've just got back to our room and it's pirate night tonight, so we've got our bandanas. I'm so excited. But first I need to sit down. We've not been back to the room all day and I just want to rest. Oh, I bet that's another ship blowing their horn because they're leaving. Oh. Yeah, somebody's probably leaving because somebody left at 5. So now somebody probably leave at 15:15 and then our time is 5:30 to leave this port. I really enjoyed that excursion. It was, I believe, $99 per person. And I think it was worth it. I enjoyed the boat tour. There was like unlimited drinks on there. I mean, we just did have 1 drink each, but it was unlimited if you wanted it. And I really enjoyed the driving tour as well. And we got to get off as 2 stops, walk around. The tour guides are both really informative. It was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. What do you think, Dad?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So, yeah, we had a good time. The next thing we're going to do, well, I'm going to go to the Little Mermaid show, which I believe is at 6. I'm so tired. I could really do with a nap, but I don't want to miss this show, so I might have to get ready for that. It's pirate night tonight as well, so that show is at 7:30, and then dining at Arendelle with Frozen. I'm so excited. I've got my Frozen ears ready to wear. Let me see. Little Mermaid's at 6. So tired. How long is it? Does it say? It's an hour show. Oh my gosh, no wonder it starts earlier, because yesterday's one was only half an hour. Wow. Okay, I should probably leave in like 20 minutes then, because I want to get a better seat than I had yesterday, and I think I'm going by myself as well, so I can then sit exactly where I want to sit. So yeah, okay, better rest for a sec then make my way.
How was your day in Nassau in the Bahamas today? Did you have a great day, everybody? Yeah?
I really enjoyed the Little Mermaid show. Just making my way back to the room. Just realised I haven't looked at the chandelier from up here before. And there you can see the stage. I'm scared to like lean over in case I drop my camera. But there's the stage beside there. Right, let me go back to the room. So this is where I'll be having dinner tonight, Arendelle. Good to know. It's now time for dinner in Arendelle. So I'm wearing my Frozen 10th anniversary ears and this blue dress that I got from American Eagle to match. We're trying not to be late today. 5 minutes to go, so we're leaving now. OMG. It's literally like we're in Frozen. I'm loving the details. I'm loving the details. And these, they look like plastic, but they're actually glass. Everything's so regal. Hey, how are you? Let's have a look at the menu. This is the drinks menu. Ooh. So here's the menu. I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm a fussy eater, so I don't see myself eating any of this, but Dad will. So we'll take videos of his food because it'll be a lot more interesting. And here's the desserts and the entrees. This is Dad's scallops. There's also a performance going on in the background over there. Ooh. So this is the grilled steak. I can't remember which type of steak. And it comes with a baked potato and some veggies. I really do love the theming here, like all the artwork and stuff. It's just so nice. Aww, from Frozen 2. Oh, that is cute. So here's our towel animal for the night. It's also pirate night, so it's chocolate gold coins instead of the regular chocolates. How cute. The fireworks show starts in like 15-20 minutes, but I am so tired. Ending the day with room service. We got Mickey Premium bars, some juice and water, and chocolate chip cookies. I'm so excited. My hair is a mess, but I'm gonna end this vlog here. Tomorrow is Castaway Cay. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please subscribe so you can see more from me. Check out my other videos and my socials, and hopefully I will see you next one. Thanks so much. Bye.